You ever want to bash your head into a wall because nothing you're making is any good? And the whole universe just wants to see you fail, so you might as well just give up art and find a normal job and live a regular life where the only joy is to come home to your kids at the end of the day and have a beer while you consume too much television and buy material goods to fill the void in your life left by the lack of art until you die cold and alone. Me neither. Let's talk about it. Hello humans and fellow aliens, I'm Sapedi the Space Bandit. I'm a bass music producer and artist, here to help you become a more well-rounded artist by talking about what I've learned and am learning on my own personal journey. My camera died in the middle of filming, hence the hat and different shirt. I often have strong bouts of inspiration where for a few days at a time I can finish tracks, I can start new ideas. It's these days that I normally wake up feeling energized and ready to work. And it's also during these times that I feel most motivated to go hang out with my friends and get out of the house for a little bit. But inevitably I'll hit a roadblock that'll leave me stuck. This is normally after I finish a track and I'm trying to start a new one. It's during these times that I'll hole away in my room. I won't spend time with friends. This is because I feel like I need to push through this writer's block and make sure that I'm getting the work done that needs to get done. If you're an artist, you've definitely experienced writer's block before. And when you've hit a wall like this, it's really tempting to keep at it and push through. That's because we live in a world that rewards persistence and dedication. So we all live with this kind of belief that if we just keep trying, it'll work out. And that's true to an extent, but art is a fickle thing, and inspiration is as well. I can't tell you how many times I've hit my head against a wall, staring at a blank screen, listening back to a track that is just absolute garbage. I mean, I have project files named I don't know, what am I doing, this sucks, why did I even save these projects? The reason is I was hoping that if I hammered away at them enough that they'd eventually be good, or if I came back to them later on another day, they'd spark the correct inspiration that I needed to finish them. The need to bash your head against a wall, metaphorically speaking, sometimes literally, is a form of resistance. And it comes from trying to force inspiration. You gotta think of art and the inspiration that inspires it as like two spirits. Yes, I've been watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, but bear with me. Both of these spirits are very strong-willed and free, kind of like cats. They demand attention when they want it, but if you try to force them to come to you, they just push back and run away. So how do we convince them to come to us? The answer is inspiration quests. Inspiration quests are kind of exactly what they sound like. They're quests for inspiration. So I'll just give you some examples. Taking a day trip, going camping with friends, holing up in a cabin, playing video games, people watching at a park, or reading a book. They're all very good inspiration quests. Some of these things won't work for you. Some of them will work wonders. It really just depends on what kind of art you make and the kinds of things that inspire you. For me, I know that I'm most inspired by sound. So if I'm feeling stuck, I might just do a sound design session. Sitting down and focusing just on the sounds not only allows me to work on my sound design chops, but also to immerse myself in the types of sounds that inspire me without having to worry about how they fit in the context of a song. That's the key, is I don't have to worry about the artistic side of things. I'm just doing something that's very technical, but in the process, I'm creating something. Often these sessions will end with me stumbling upon a sound that inspires a rhythm. Another way I can get through these blockages is by learning about something. I can read a book, or I can watch YouTube videos. I mean, really anything that gives me information. And it doesn't really matter what the topic is about, but you know, sound, music, and producing topics are generally the staples. Sometimes it's best to stop thinking about music entirely. We tend to focus on the source of the block too much, and it can be extremely beneficial to just forget about it for a little bit. Watching a movie, playing a video game, reading a book that's not about sound or music, going on a walk, cooking a meal, going to hang out with friends. These are all non-music related things that I use to help inspire inspiration. The ultimate inspiration quest for me though, and one that has been cut off from my access due to present circumstances, is going to a show or a festival. I always walk away from live events feeling inspired, and that's because for a few hours I'm completely immersed in the music and the culture surrounding that music that inspired me to start producing in the first place. It's like in Avatar: The Last Airbender when Zuko loses his firebending, and so he and Aang go on a quest to find the Sun Warriors to learn the original source of firebending. Going back to the root of your inspiration is the ultimate inspiration quest.
You're gonna need to learn to draw your firebending from a different source. I recommend the original source.
Whatever art you make, whatever inspired you to start in the first place, hit it up. Seriously. If you got into writing stories because people intrigue you and you wanted to explore humans and human behaviors, go people watching. Go to a party, interact with strangers, surround yourself with people. If you are a painter inspired by the beauty found in nature, you guessed it, go out into nature. Go on a hike, hit up a national park, spend a weekend in a landscape that you've never been to before, or one that means a lot to you. Art comes from experience, and if all you ever experience is the roller coaster of creating art and then experiencing writer's block, you and your art will suffer. Sounds like a threat. My number one rule with inspiration quests is they gotta be different than the last one, and you gotta go out into the world. You can't play video games for every inspiration quest. I mean, sure, I said earlier that they can be one, but if every time you experience writer's block, you pick up a controller, what you're doing is you're building a bad habit, where you're replacing the bad feeling that comes from writer's block with the good feeling that comes from playing a video game. When you pick a video game as your inspiration quest, there has to be a purpose to it. You can't just play video games to play video games. You're on a mission.
We'll start at the place where all quests begin.
To get inspired. And if you're playing video games for every inspiration quest, then you're not getting a variety of experience. I've been playing Jedi Fallen Order, and it's definitely provided some inspiration. Not necessarily about art, but when it comes to philosophy and life.
No! Failure is not the end. It is a necessary part of the path.
But I've made sure to not spend all day playing it, and I've been doing this by pushing any in-house entertainment until after dinner. It's only every once in a while that I'll give myself a full day to, say, binge Avatar: The Last Airbender.
But inside of you, do you guys realize this? Well, our civilization...
This is of the utmost importance. You need to go out and experience the world that you're putting your art into. As I'm sure you've heard a million times before, be sure to subscribe if you want more content like this. Also, leave a comment and let me know if this helped you. Peace.